Hey, what's going on? Chase here at Ever Bullish, also known as the Stock Sherpa on YouTube. Just wrapping up a very nice Easter Sunday with the family here and getting my trades ready to rock for the day ahead, for the week ahead. So I put out in my newsletter the Sunday recap. I know not everybody wants to read that or sit down and open up their email, so I'm also putting a video out for all my subscribers and in the YouTube family. So just gonna review that real quick, touch on anything that pops up in my head as we go, and we'll make this brief. So part of my trading strategy, particularly on Sundays, obviously we have to review the week behind us and see how we did and what we did. The LABU trade I'm very happy about. LABU, biotech, not resting on my laurels as a swing trader. I did close out that position. 28% in 4 days it'd be foolish not to. If it dips, I'll rebuy it tomorrow. If it dips again, I'll rebuy it the next day. I trust it long term. Sold it at 85, 84 and a half, and I believe it'll hit 100 in the next month. So I'll just get another entry point, but there's a lot of other great things to trade too. And let's jump on everbullish.com. It is Masters Week, as I mentioned, so I have a stat in here for anybody that's in an office pool of any kind. John Rahm has the best scoring average over the last 8 years of the tournament, and then Jordan Spieth, who literally no less than an hour ago, maybe a little bit less, won the Valero. So this is a stock trading podcast and YouTube, but I also want to keep everybody abreast on another passion of mine, which is really second to trading, and that's golf. So my Brooks Koepka is out. Do not accidentally put him in your office pool or in your for your wagers. And I normally pick a Brit. That's a good tip. Anybody out there? I like Terrell Hatton as your top 10 or top 20, top 30 guys. So Terrell Hatton is my dark horse. But I think that there's no chance DJ doesn't win. Let's keep it moving, huh? Sectors last week, we had IT up almost 5%. We had communication services 3.5%. Consumer discretionary, I don't know if y'all can see this behind me. This is the actual blog post that I'm working on my setup for you guys. Consumer discretionary up 3%. That's really strong. So you'll find that consumer discretionary and tech have a very similar pattern in trade. Very similarly, they have the same sensitivity to interest rates as well. So I will be making a big trade this week, and I'm going to tell you about it here in a second. Energy was up, materials were up, and then the S&P was up about 2%. The only laggers were financials, healthcare, utilities, and staples, which is a sign of a defensive market. So this just tells me we're going to go full bore next week. My trade is to buy TQQQ, which is the NASDAQ, which is heavily weighted in tech stocks. So I'm just telling you that I believe that the NASDAQ will be up over a couple percentage points next week, if not more than that. Let's call it 3 or 4%. And I'm going to buy the triple. So if it's 3%, I get 9% return roughly. If it's 4%, I get 12% return roughly. That'll be my swing trade. If that doesn't happen at the market's open, when I make my next video tomorrow, I'll flip it and I'll just put an order to buy LABU again, somewhere around 80 bucks. We got the canal unclogged, and that was a little bit, I had some Stockholm syndrome there. I was loving my captor. I was kind of sad when it was fixed so easily. I thought we were gonna have to bring in some nukes or some incredible teamwork by Elon Musk and all the countries together to get through this. And what do you know, high tides in 3 tugboats, and it was unstuck. So that is a good thing. I like IT, communication. Like I said, the LABU trade I like. I also wrote a little bit about QS, QuantumScape. QuantumScape is a SPAC, and it is headed by Bill Gates. They specialize in software for electric vehicles and for revolutionary technology and charging stations and things like that. And I really like the stock. I've been trading it for a while. It was at 40 when I recommended it last week. It's at 50 or almost 60 now. It's up 28%, and given my average cost basis, so TQQS. I'm gonna keep holding. Hopefully you guys tailed me on that one, because that was another great trade. I didn't cash that one like I did LABU. Bitcoin hit 61. It has settled back down in the 58s. I bet it jumps over the week, so I'm gonna call that too. I think Bitcoin's gonna hit 60 or so, which brings me to my main trade. I've been talking about it a lot. I love Ride, obviously. Lordstown Motors is my favorite stock, but I also like SOS. So SOS Limited, cloud computing company. They're Canadian. They do business with a Chinese company, and that is what has caused them to receive a lot of negative press. All of my due diligence says that it is still 100%, maybe not 100%, but let's call it 95% legit. I'm willing to take those type of odds for a stock that was at 12 bucks when Bitcoin was at roughly 45, 46. If it was at 12 when Bitcoin was at 46, it correlates. They're a Bitcoin mining manufacturer as well, Bitcoin mining company, as well as blockchain and cloud computing company. They have a ton of corporate clients. They do a lot of corporate information security. So the Bitcoin is really just the cherry on the sundae, the ice cream and the bananas and the whipped cream. To quote The Big Short, one of my favorite movies, is really just their main business, which they do very well. Their revenues look good. They beat earnings last month, so I have no doubt. I have no understanding of why it's at $4, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. Don't let this be harder than it is. SOS main trade. If you go to my recent article on Ever Bullish, the Sunday recap that I'm reading here, I got a little special one for you at the bottom, but I'm going to make you go to the website to see that. So this is the exact option that I think is best priced for right now. The earnings calendar is very weak this week. This is very indicative of what happens at the end of a quarter like this. It's the beginning of April. We just got through a hellish March in the market. I still did well, which I'm pretty happy to say. But there's not a company on here I could give any thought to reporting earnings. So I'm just going to tell you, I love SOS. I believe it's a $12 stock. It's trading at $4. And I love options on that too. Bitcoin, again, mentioned that. LABU, mentioned that. And I mentioned the correlation. I think one of the big takeaways here is to remember the correlation between panic selling due to complete overreactions to interest rate speculation. We haven't even had rates really move that much if you look at the yield chart. So I have no fear about interest rates replacing good growth stocks. I also have a very accommodative Fed. So when that happens, the way you take advantage is technology. Buy every single dip during the sell-off. When it sells off even more than that, buy more if you can. Tech stocks typically carry a higher price per share, so you can buy consumer discretionary. So this is like the country clubs of the world, like the Apollos. This is also things like NetJets travel. You know, the things that you buy with your extra cash. It's discretionary spending. Things like Michael Kors. Things like high-end retailers. Consumer discretionary as a whole, you can easily buy using a multitude of ETFs. I don't have any off the top of my head here because I think the chocolate pie I ate earlier might be weighing me down. But that's a nice tip. So if you don't like anything in the IT space, or you can't afford any of the shares themselves because they're in the, what's Tesla, like $750, $650? What's Amazon? A couple thousand. If you want to buy something that you can afford to get a couple shares of, go ahead and just go in the discretionary space because they track the same. That's your Sherpa tip of the week. It is Sunday. I cannot wait for the market to open tomorrow. I'll make a quick stock screener video for all my swing traders out there. Please help me spread the word. Please listen to my podcast. It is the Ever Bullish One podcast. Please listen to it on my preferred podcast network and discovery company. It's called Ivy.fm. I can go on forever about this company, but the fact is it's the best company out there to discover new podcasts. I personally use it to find my favorite fund managers, which I highlight and hear which podcasts they appear on and what they say and what they think about, because I only listen to a couple people. I don't read the news when it comes to stocks whatsoever. I actually discount the news. So anyway, talking about Ivy.fm, check it out, download the app. You can search any movie, any writer, any actor, any podcaster in whatever hobbies it is that you like to follow, and you can see every single episode that they're in without having to know the episode number or deal with the whole rigmarole. We all know iTunes sucks. We all know Spotify lags. So I'm a big IVFM guy, and hopefully you will be too soon. So anyway, with that, signing off, Chase, Everbullish, everbullish.com, the newsletter, the Stock Sherpa on YouTube. Please spread the word. Please leave some comments so I can review or analyze any stocks for you, or any trading platforms, or really anything else. And let's get rich.